Even before the Azimio team, comprised of its legislators, made their way to Anniversary Towers, the police were right on hand, stopping their supporters from converging at city's central business district. Teargas rented the air as supporters scampered to safety. This notwithstanding, the leaders proceeded to Anniversary Towers, which houses IEBC's main offices, in a quest to gain entry to the IEBC offices, but police would thwart their efforts to address IEBC chair over the interdiction of the Commission's deputy CEO on allegations of colluding with the 4 breakaway commissioners. At the gates, the crew were met with the padlocks with no officers from IEBC to listen to their grievances. The gates remained unopened, with the legislators giving IEBC a 24-hour ultimatum to rescind its decision on the interdiction of the IEBC Deputy Commissioner Ruth Kulundu.
We are certain that despite clear provisions of how to handle disciplinary matters, the manner in which Madam Ruth Kulundu has been treated by Chebukati and Majan is not only a breach of set guidelines, but is part of a well-orchestrated scheme to intimidate public officers who stand for the rule of law, but also question upholding free and fair elections.
Kulundu is accused of aiding and abetting activities of the 4 breakaway commissioners. Kulundu is said to have convened a meeting on the 26th of August at the Anniversary Towers boardroom, where the 4 commissioners agreed to hire lawyers to represent the commission and the commissioners in the wake of Odinga's Supreme Court case. The Chebukati faction snapped the meeting, with the consequences playing out at the Supreme Court.
We demand as follows. Number 1, that IEBC immediately reinstates Ruth Kulundu to her rightful position of Deputy CEO within the next 24 hours. Failure to which we shall take stern action against Wafula Chebukati and the CEO Majan Hussein Majan.
At the plenary, it is alleged that Kulundu questioned the decision to suspend the Kakamega and Mombasa gubernatorial races.
Tunahuzunishwa kuona kwamba kuna wale wanatolewa bila haki yao na ni wafanyikazi wa IEBC. Madam Kulundu anatoka Western. Madam Kulundu ni mtoto wetu na msichana wetu, na sisi tunatoka mkoa wa Magharibi. Hatutakubali kuona ya kwamba mtu kutoka Magharibi anatolewa kazi kiolela-olela.
Azimio are terming the interdiction as unconstitutional, and Witchant arguing that Kulundu was not accorded a fair trial upon her interdiction, which they said did not have the majority support. Actions that they say do not breed a sense of independence from the Commission.
Her duties are now being performed by her juniors. And we are saying, Mr. Chebukati, please, IEBC is a key institution in democratization of this country, and we are not going to allow you to become a dictator.
They argue the move breeds intimidation to those within the Commission that do not coil towards the Chebukati faction.
We are certain that despite clear provisions of how to handle disciplinary matters, the manner in which Madam Ruth Kulundu has been treated by Chebukati and Majan is not only a breach of set guidelines, but is part of a well-orchestrated scheme to intimidate public officers who stand for the rule of law, but also question upholding free and fair elections.
With the contract of Chairperson Wafula Chebukati, Professor Abdi Guluye and Boya Mulu expiring in January, the Azimio lawmakers want the 3 commissioners also not to be involved in the de-alienation of boundaries.
That IEBC calls to order Majan Hussein and demonstrate to Kenyans that he shall live by the values and principles of public service, failure to which we shall demand that he relinquishes his position prior to the commencement of the boundaries review exercise or conducting the pending by-elections.
We've been here before as members of parliament to address this issue. There's an issue of labor laws here that's been violated, and if we allow this to keep going on, then very soon you'll see people just being dismissed without following the procedure.
Azimio flag bearer Raila Odinga, who is now faulting the judiciary and the IEBC, is expected to also issue the way forward after the Supreme Court's full verdict today on why they threw out his petition against President Ruto's election. Odinga insists that IEBC is to blame for mismanaging the 2022 elections. Martin Opio, K24 TV, Nairobi.